Enchanted Tiki Talk is brought to you by Kingdom Strollers. Our premium stroller and crib rentals are delivered straight to your Disney or Orlando area resort. It couldn't be easier. Book yours at kingdomstrollers.com. And Mouse Pros. Let our travel specialist plan your next vacation. Our concierge level service gives you the perfect hassle-free vacation. Get your free quote from Sean or any of our magical agents at mousepros.com. And Mickey Monthly, the Disney fans' monthly subscription box that brings the magic right to your door. Visit them at mickeymonthly.com. And now, it's show time!
In the tiki 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 hut, in the tiki 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 hut, all the birds talk Disney and the listeners swoon. In the tiki 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 hut, welcome to our enchanted hideaway, you lucky people, you. If you weren't listening starting right away, we'd be out of an audience too. In the tiki 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 hut, in the tiki 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 hut, in the tiki 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 hut, in the tiki 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 hut.
This is episode 256 for the week of September 16th, 2018, or 2018.
Whichever.
Whatever. So this week, I've got Keith.
Hey now.
I've got Steve.
Hello.
And I've got Brian. Brian, welcome back.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Anything new in the apple business?
We're right in the middle of harvest. Well, beginning to harvest now, but other than that, it's nice long days. You know, everything you dream of and more. So.
Oh, that's great.
Anybody want to come join me? You're more than welcome to.
I would. If you were, like I've told you before many times, if you were closer, I certainly would. I drive the. You got a deuce and a half, right?
I got all sorts of stuff. I got deuce and a half, deuce and three quarters. You know.
I see. I'd be up there. Like I'd get a bazooka and like start blowing up apple trees. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's good. That's good for business. Yep.
Sean, I think Sean would drop the deuce. And,
all right. So with all that, Steve, what's happening on the Disney front?
Well, we got a bunch of things happening this week. Remember Reese's peanut butter cups? You know, you put your food and wine in my Monday Night Football. I put your Monday Night Football in my food and wine. Disney's doing its own little mash. They created a food and wine tailgate tasting, hosted by ESPN's Monday Night Football. It'll take place Monday nights throughout the festival. It's a 45-minute program pairing tailgating-inspired food and beverages inspired by the cities playing each the game that week. And the menu will include 3 sample-sized food items and 3 different beverages. It's free, but you need to get there early to claim a spot. I'd get there at 9 a.m. to the festival center to get that spot as best as you can, because I think it's going to go fast.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm glad they're doing that.
It should be interesting. I hope to try it out this Monday if I'm feeling a bit better and see what's going on.
I thought that we were going to actually talk about Reese Cups. I'm disappointed. It's my favorite candy.
Not bad.
Okay.
Let's see. The next Disney movie sneak peek at the parks will take place starting October 5th. When the Nutcracker and Four Realms will be shown in Hollywood Studios at the Walt Disney Presents. It's a 12-minute preview. I would hope after that they would do Wreck-It Ralph, but the Ralph breaks the internet, but you don't know.
Well, maybe Ralph broke the internet, and that's why they're not showing it.
Well, maybe, but speaking of Ralph breaking the internet, The Void. This is the place in downtown Disney in California and Disney Springs in Disney World that has the hyper reality. They used to have the Star Wars thing now going on.
Right.
They're expanding. They will be bringing a original Ralph Breaks VR based on the November 21 release of Ralph Breaks the Internet. The adventure will put you inside a new multi-sensory Disney adventure. You'll be immersed in the worlds of the internet and online gaming. Oh, fun. And you'll be surrounded with Wreck-It Ralph and Vanellope. And not only that, but in 2019, they will have a Marvel adventure. But they're not saying what characters, what it's going to be. All they said was that they will have a Marvel adventure.
Oh, that's cool.
I call Thanos. I just want to snap and everybody disappear.
It's going to be all Guardians of the Galaxy because that's all they can use.
Well, no, they can use... They're outside the park, so they can use it.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Yes. If they are outside of the theme parks, they're allowed to use it.
Plus, it's a third-party vendor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, is that replacing Star Wars, or is it just going to be added to?
I think what they've done in other places where the void is located is they will mix it up like a movie theater.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So you could theoretically either have different showings on the same day, which I doubt, or what they can do is do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is this, Tuesday, Thursday, and change it like that.
Right.
But it at least gives people the opportunity, which of course I'm sure the Void wants, of return customers.
Exactly.
Well, yeah. I was hoping that it wasn't replacing Star Wars because I couldn't fit that into the solo trip, and I kind of wanted to. So I was hoping in April it'd still be there at least to try it. But
I've got a feeling. I have a feeling. I doubt they'll get rid of it, especially since they're going to be bringing out the new Star Wars theme land next year. The last thing I have is the building boom at Disney World continues. A new 14-story hotel tower will be built on the Swan and Dolphin Resort Complex. It's a 349-room hotel, which will feature 21,000 square feet of meeting space, a restaurant, a full-service health club, and outdoor pool. It will be replacing the Swan's tennis courts because nobody plays tennis anymore, apparently. So they're doing it there. The biggest question out there, and the most important question is, what will the tower be named? You have the Swan, you have the Dolphin. What will it be? Turtle?
or platypus?
Platypus.
Maybe the alligator.
Maybe the alligator. I don't know. I think hashtag name the tower is something that we can have fun with.
That's a good idea. Name the tower.
I think the Disney wants as far away from gators as they possibly can get.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. That's the big news for the week.
All right, cool.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Really big, tall buildings.
And you can leap
Single
them in
bounds?
Single bounds, yeah. All right, let's take a quick break.
There's a fruit store on our street. It's run by a guy named Pete. And he keeps good things to eat, but you should hear him speak. When you ask him anything, he never answers no. He just yeses you to death, and as he takes your dough, he tells you, yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today. There's string beans and onions, cabbages and scallions, and all kinds of fruit. And say, we have an old-fashioned tomato, Long Island potato. But yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today. Yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today. We'll sell you some Swiss cheese. When you open this cheese, it gets up and walks away. We have some New Hampshire squashes. They taste just like galoshes. But yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today. Business got so good with him, he wrote home to say, send me Bob and Nick and Jim, I need help right away. When he got them in the store, there was fun, you bet. Someone asked for Sperry gas, and then the whole quartet all answered, yes, we have no bananas. Yes, we have no bananas today. Yes, we have no bananas. Yes, we have no bananas today.
All right, so we're back from break. Now, in the almost 50 years of Walt Disney World's existence, so many major things has happened in that time frame. From the opening to Epcot to the opening of new lands and attractions. But we'd like to take focus on the last 5 years of Walt Disney World. So with this week, we bring you the top 5 things to happen in Walt Disney World in the last 5 years. To us, at least to us. So, we'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 being the bottom and 1 being the top, basically. So, Brian, what is your number 5?
I'm going to start out. I haven't gotten to go to it, nor do I plan to, but I sent my parents down there, and they absolutely loved it. And the art festival at Epcot. So I think just bringing another thing to that park was a great thing. They really like to take advantage of the festival, and that's kind of what Epcot's turned into now. So you got between the World Showcase and everything, it really gives a new element to that park and gives it a nice focus. I haven't gotten to really attend many of these festivals, but they look great.
I agree. I mean, I did actually, I put that one on my list, but it's kind of different festival. Of course, it has the food booths and blah, 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 but it really tries to focus a lot as far as the artists and the artwork, and there's a lot of activities and stuff to do with that one. So I did actually put that on my list, but that's a nice one. It's not just food centric. It does actually feature what the festival's about.
Right.
I put it on my list. It was number 3 on mine. I thought, and I agree. I think it's a great way to walk around and actually meet the artists and talk with them, because you don't normally people get that opportunity, and it's something different, and it's something to window shop, because some of it's expensive, some of it isn't, but it's a great window shopping. And something else, instead of going into the stores around the World Showcase, where you may not want to smell the perfume.
Oh, so bad.
Yeah, but I thought that's a good one. There's number 3 on my list.
It's not on my list, but I actually like that as a festival. My favorite festival is Flower and Garden, and then it's the art festival. I like the art festival just because it's a little bit different. It's not so much in your face as some of the other festivals, but it's a good choice. I can understand why it's on people's list. Steve, you take your first one. Well, your third one's on there.
Yeah.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead. You can
sure?
You talk number 5. Go ahead.
The Tree of Life Awakening, the projections.
Oh, I missed that one.
I thought
that's a good one.
That is good.
I thought that, they've been doing projections since 2001. They started the Magic Kingdom, but I thought that the ability of telling the stories and cycling through gave it a great evening performance, and something that you could spend a half hour looking at or spend 5 minutes looking at. And it's very touching, and it's very good storytelling. Each of the little spices of life that they provide.
Yeah, that's amazing. The first time I saw it, I think I stood there for like 2 cycles through, and I just you couldn't look away from it. It's so captivating. It's really, really well done. It's a sign of what that projection mapping can do, and it's so well done.
Yeah, I like that it's not so in your face. Second time I said that, but it's
in
literally
your face.
Yeah, it's not over the top. It's just it's there, and it's sort of in some ways it's unexpected too, because you could be just walk by and be like, wait, did that thing just move? If you weren't really prepared for it, So it's almost like a magical moment per se. If you're not expecting it or not looking for it, it just happened upon it sometimes.
I've never actually got to see the awakening. I completely forget about it every single time I'm there. But, it's still fun to sit and watch, but to actually see that moment, that's probably why I didn't put it on my list either, because I just always forget about it. But
always in Pandora, aren't you?
Yeah. Good excuse, so.
Yeah, right.
All right, so I'll go with my number 5. My number 5 is from April 2015, and as a DVC member, this was big, but I also think this kind of changed the game for DVC, and that was when the Polynesian became DVC itself. So it's it's a little over 3 years now that the Polynesian has been DVC, and that was the most wanted DVC resort out of any of them. And then having them throw the bungalows in there was sort of a game changer in a lot of ways, because it sleeps 8 people. That you have the step in cool off pool, I forget what it's called, with the views of the Magic Kingdom. I mean, granted, is it very, very expensive, but it's a lot. You know, I know they do a lot of 1 and 2 night stays there, so a lot of people will pool points and go with a group of people and celebrate birthdays or whatnot. But I think once the Polynesian got DVC, it became a little bit easier for people to stay at the Polynesian, and it just opened it up to more and more guests. And I think in some ways it enhanced the resort, and also some ways it kind of waters it down too. But having that in there, I think it's number 5.
Oh, Muffy, did you hear we can stay at the Polynesian now?
Exactly.
Oh, huzzah!
That's big, Keith. I'll counter him with my number 4. I'll take care of us, value guys. So
Thanks, buddy.
no problem. I got you.
I think the Polynesian becoming DVC was great, but it's also changing the rest of the Polynesian.
It is,
because it started the revamp of the entire resort, which was in dire need of upgrades.
Yeah, because you have the lobby that completely changed. The 2 new pools. The new DVC pool, the quiet pool that they put in, is really nice. It's got a bar. It's got food choices over there. So they did a good job with it, and it's in enhancing the rest of the resort.
Please tell me that they staffed that pool with those guys for golf tournaments with the quiet signs.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
They did.
They just stand there and hold it up all day long. Okay. All right. So, I guess with my number 5, it's not exciting, but the bendy buses.
Whee!
Yeah. No, but I'll tell you what. There is no better sight than when you're standing at a bus stop at 12:30 in the morning, and you're halfway back, and you see that bendy bus pull up. You know that you're gonna be on it, that you're not gonna have to stand and wait for another bus. I do think that the transportation as a whole has gotten a whole lot better. I know that everybody has had bad experiences here and there, but when they actually put those bendy buses in service, that really helped out a lot with the wait times at the bus stops.
See, I wouldn't know anything about the bendy buses because my people, we take the monorail to the Polynesian.
Ooh.
My people now. I see how you are. Yeah. Oh, Muffy, look at those peons waiting for the bus. Jeeves, could you step on it, please?
Look at them. They're so value.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but you also see the wait for
so
the monorail is 10 times longer than the wait for the bendy bus.
If it's even running.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, it's not a major one, but this is for me and Keith. Last time I came, I stayed at the Pop, and we stayed in a refurbed room, and I'm very happy to see the Value Resort starting to get some love.
Did you take the bendy bus there?
I get really excited when the old 90s buses that are all purple seats inside.
Yeah, I know, I love those things.
Yeah, you can sit right behind the driver.
Right.
It's fantastic.
It's true.
So I'd rather give up the bendy bus. I'd rather sit on those old but no. And again, us peons, we had to, take a magical express to our Value Resort and, go into my refurbed room. Yeah.
They did do a good job with it, though.
They were. In fact, I caught onto it and called up and made sure, because they're in the process of doing Pop when I went, and I got one of the 2 buildings they had refurbed at that point, so I was lucky to get one, and what a difference. There's extra space. What is it, Murphy bed out of the wall could turn into a table. Just, I got 3 little kids, and we were starting to kind of size ourselves out of the Value Resorts, and nope, I'm back. It works. Pocket that money, Disney.
I did get a refurbed room this last trip, and man, it's really nice. The TVs are humongous. The bathrooms are so much nicer. It feels like a moderate resort room. I mean, it's not as spacious, but they really did a nice job. Of course, it pushed the price points a little bit, but it's still, it's worth it. Those rooms are really nice.
And I love that they got rid of the carpets. Those were disgusting.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
I had Disney slippers I'd pack with me, and now I can actually go and I get a room and I sweep it myself, sadly. But yeah, it's great.
The flooring is almost like a rubberized, like a laminate. It's not like a hard surface.
Yeah, it's basically Pergo.
Yeah.
I was concerned about echoes and stuff like walking around, but it didn't really. It was a nice stay.
Yeah, the beauty of those rooms is that they can change the flooring out and not lose the room for the day.
Right.
If they have a major problem, they can replace the flooring in one day, and they're back up and running later on that evening at late afternoon. So, Steve, number 4.
This made me very happy. Now, as DVC member when I was in Jersey, my resort was Saratoga Springs. And when they started doing and they transformed downtown Disney into Disney Springs and reinventing it, I was so excited. And I think that's probably, as a complex, is one of the best things they've done for people who visit, and even for the locals now that I'm here around. And I was one of the biggest skeptics of this entire project, thinking that, oh my gosh, all they're going to do is put in these stores that no one's going to want to go to, and they're taking all the Disney out, and they increase the food services, they increase the shopping, the variety of shopping for people of other countries. I think it was probably one of the best, their best moves and their best reinventions around.
Yeah, so for Disney Springs, I actually put that at number 3 on my list. Was the they opened up in the opening was in 2016, so it's been open for 2 years now, the official opening. But things have opened up. A lot of things have opened up since then. But yeah, I think they needed to reinvent themselves, and they did an incredible job. And there's some people out there that consider it a fifth gate. I wouldn't go as far as that, but it just adds the option of so much more to do restaurant-wise and nightlife-wise than there has ever been before. So, there's things to do there for pretty much every age group. I don't want to say kids, but once you're 18 and older, even with kids, I mean, you can go bowling, you got the movies, you can go to a couple stores here and there. You get all different types of restaurants to choose from, family-friendly, adult-friendly. So there's the options are out there. It's just you have to decide what you exactly want to do when you're down there.
Yeah, and they've made the entertainment so accessible.
They have, right.
Which is fantastic. So you're talking about different types of music. You're talking about different types of, statue, whether it's mime being a statue, whether it's a duo, whether it's on the stage. They've really increased their reach, which is nice.
I don't like taking the bus there because I just feel like it takes so long to get to and from the bus stop.
Here we go.
I'm just saying, it's just
you take your private helicopter. Or
sometimes what? I just miss the old way of how it was, where you can go to the marketplace or you can go to the west side. I just think it was nice having both those options.
Yeah. Now everything's taken up by parking garages.
Exactly.
Which they're finishing the third one because there's so many people who want to come.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, I
haven't been in a long time. Just with the kids, we normally choose something else. And actually, I have been on my way to Typhoon Lagoon, so I guess that counts because us peons have to transfer buses. So I don't know. You guys got that minivan. You probably have mini limos, so that's cool. Whatever.
I can't afford a minivan or a mini limo.
Yeah,
especially now.
And again, Keith, you can see they forgot about us. Low end of the Enchanted Tiki Totem Pole here. That my biggest thing is the food trucks, because value food. Come on now. But yep, they just pass right on over there, don't they?
Yeah, that's okay. There's a VIP area that's inside a tiki hut, and I still haven't got to cross that velvet rope yet. One day, maybe.
You forgot you did get to go to the DVC lounge last year.
I did, yeah.
You crossed
and I felt like Daddy was taking me backstage because it was like, oh, he's with me, and I'm like, yeah.
All right, so number 4 on my list, I'm going to go back to May 2nd, 2014, and that is the opening of the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. That sort of was a game changer in the Magic Kingdom because, that is pretty much that and Space Mountain are the two most popular rides there. You have Goofy's Barnstormer as a coaster that is pretty much, the kids' first coaster. First time they're riding a coaster. Then you get to the mine train, where it's like the first family roller coaster that everybody can enjoy, everybody can go on. That's much longer than Goofy's Barnstormer. It's more enjoyable. It's a cross between a roller coaster and a dark ride, which is really nice. It's really well themed, and there's always a long wait. And I just think that has enhanced Fantasyland in so many ways. It was a long time coming. It's nice having that extra coaster in that park.
It did. I mean, it still amazes me that it has such a long wait time for such a short ride. It's only 40 seconds a minute, maybe?
No, it's
a minute.
It's like 2
and a half.
minutes.
Is it really 2 minutes?
It is. Yeah. Everybody thinks it's short, but yeah. It's
really well done. The animatronics are nice. It's really cool at night if you can get a fast pass at night, especially during the fireworks, which I found out this last trip. If you time it right, it's really cool to see the fireworks. But it kind of put the icing on top of New Fantasyland, I think, when it opened.
Well, it was the last piece of the New Fantasyland puzzle.
Right.
Everything else opened. It came. The great thing is that it has something everybody recognizes, and it's so much fun when you get in to the tunnel with the dwarfs to swing back and forth. Swing back and forth in time with the song.
Yep.
And get everybody in your car to do that. I've been in the car with people who you don't know, and you start swinging. They'll look at you, and then they'll give you that look like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, exactly.
Then they'll start going back and forth, and you'll see how high can we make this swing.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, that was number 3 on my list. Stole it, but I think it changed. Disney set the new bar with that ride.
Right.
Theming the what do they call it? Plussing the queues. I forget what they call that, but
right.
That kind of started that. Not that I've seen the queue, I only passed it. Finally, I'm one of the hoity-toity guys there. But yeah, this was. I mean, it just made the list. I don't think New Fantasyland technically would not make it if you did by 5 years exact, maybe. But this and it's amazing how they're able to shove it right dead center. I mean, you can walk around the entire ride. That's actually one of my favorite aspects of it. So
right. What's yours, Keith?
As it turns out, as I read back over this list, everything's about efficiency. My number 4 is mobile food ordering. This has completely changed, I think, the way that people plan their day. I mean, that you don't have to really plan out your meals as much anymore. It's usually quicker. They actually did some not so secret items that you can only get with the mobile order service. It's really enhanced your whole quick service meals, especially where you've had to stand and wait in line 20 minutes sometimes, and then order, and then you still have to wait, and then you always get stuck behind a person who stands there for 20 minutes and doesn't raise their head at the menu, and then once they get at the podium, they're like, oh, I don't know what I want.
Right.
It's kind of it smooths that whole process, and it works amazingly well too.
I've used it. I think it's great. It makes you, especially if you go by yourself, a lot. It saves a lot of time, and if you're really hungry while you're walking towards there, you can put the order in and let it go. It's nice. It's also, if you've got a group of people and you need to look for a table, it helps in that regard as well.
That's true. Yeah, good point. All right, so Brian, you had your number 3. I had my number 3. Steve, you had your number 3. Keith,
I
what's
had
your
my number 3.
My 3 was the Festival of the Arts. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, look at that. Everybody's number 3
had
was
that, too.
covered. That's funny. All right, now we go to number 2, Brian.
My number 2, again, we're getting to probably some repetitive stuff, but which leads to a surprise for my number 1. Pandora. I absolutely loved it. It's probably one of my favorite spots in the park. I had a friend who actually was part of the construction of it as a manager down there, and he got to take me on kind of a cool tour, just added to it, and
Oh, nice.
I could spend my entire evening every evening there. So, I mean, next to Scott Campbell. I mean, I'm right there. I'm number 2A there with him.
The funny thing is, that's number 2 on my list as well, and I didn't want to spend too much time talking about it, just because it's fairly new. Everybody really knows what it is, and it is a huge part of the parks now. So it's very popular with Flight of Passage. So it was easily number 2 for me.
Yeah, it was actually. I didn't do the entire land. I did Flights of Passage as number 2.
Okay.
Just
That's
because of the way it was created, the immersion of the ability that they're able to take you inside and give you all this feeling of flight. But I do love Pandora, but Flights of Passage was actually number 2.
Okay.
I did actually put Pandora at number 1. I think that it set the tone, I think, for Galaxy's Edge as far as the immersive nature of it. I know that Galaxy's Edge will be like Pandora on steroids, but I think it kind of set the scene for that. The attractions are both fantastic. The river journey, I think it kind of gets a bad rap. The shaman alone makes that ride. Of course, Flight of Passage. I think the food service there too, to actually have quick service that has that high quality, it's amazing. So I had Pandora at 1, so it's kind of a letdown now, but
Flights of Passage is just, that's what makes that whole, besides the nightlife there, I mean, that's great. Besides when you lose your kids, that's kind of scary. And then I try to do a trick where I put glow sticks on them so I can find them in a crowd. Well, that does not really work on Pandora either. But Flight of Passage, though, my favorite thing is to look at the wall of people behind you, kind of like they're all batteries in the movie The Matrix or something. It's just, I almost stare as much at the wall of people on pretend motorcycles as I do the movie in front of you. So
yeah, I think it's a great attraction.
Yeah.
It's just one of those, I can't ride it no more than once a day, and I'm okay with that. Just the motion gets me a little bit.
I am surprised the amount of people that when I was down there and they're seeing it for the first time and they go, well, those mountains aren't really floating. Well, no thought.
Yeah, I know. I mean, really.
I can see they're connected. I thought they were floating mountains. All right, you need to leave the park.
Right, exactly.
Those are the people that you trip when they walk by.
Yeah.
Mm. But they really did enjoy those glowing things. They probably enjoyed it more than I did.
Brian, so what do you got at number 1?
My number 1, and I'm going to preface it as a long-time Enchanted Tiki Talk listener, I've learned 2 things. Actually, I've learned 1 thing, and I used it twice. And especially on these lists, I learned it from you, Sean. I'm going to bend the rule a little bit.
Oh, here we go.
So technically, this is a date of January 7th, 2013, which is it's not 5 years by the date, but it's 5 years by the years. So I'm going to bend the rules there. And number 2, I'm going to include a whole bunch of stuff in my 1 thing, and that is the My Magic Plus platform. And that's because that includes Magic Bands, Fast Pass Plus, My Disney Experience, all the stuff, the lunch ordering, everything that comes on that app is my number 1 because I absolutely love it. I get on the app when I'm not at the park. I'm actually feel bad because I'm on the app more often at the park than I should be, and they did a great job with it, and it keeps getting better. The games, the updates they do, the photo pass that's on there now. I can even unlock my door with my phone, which I, for some reason, am more excited about than I should be.
It'll only take you 7 minutes.
Right, yeah.
If it's the same people that made Skype, yes. So
the funny thing is that's number one on my list as well. For
mine too.
Yeah,
yes,
for the same
really?
reasons. It's not that I love it per se, but it just makes it a whole lot easier. You know, you're this is the only vacation anywhere that you can pretty much access everything on your vacation on your phone. You know, you can book dining, you can purchase tickets, you can purchase presents, you can purchase food, you can unlock your room, get into the park with it. I mean, it's just amazing how that technology driven vacation basically is on your phone.
Like, to play the devil's advocate here, do you think that it's taken away like the charm, spontaneity, like
Yes.
of a trip?
Yes, absolutely.
And thinking back to those trips that were everything's on your phone, wouldn't you love to just take one more on a trip like that instead of like it is now?
Of course. I would do that. I would do that tomorrow. But I also would love to go back to when my son Connor was 2 years old and how simple it was and how easy it was to play with him back then. How he, the world was new to him and he loved to do absolutely everything. And you just can't. You can't go back in time. It's just not. It's the nature of the beast. It's just not possible. Everything is constantly changing. Technology has changed every aspect of our lives. So, do I absolutely love it when I don't have to walk around with my phone at all? Yeah, I love it. I love doing that. I love not having my phone around on me. It makes life simpler, makes life more enjoyable. So, but unfortunately, with a Disney vacation, that's just not possible.
Right.
But also, I mean, you're talking about the Magic Band, and the idea that theoretically it's not possible, but theoretically you put something on your wrist, you open your door, you have your park tickets on it, you can buy stuff with it, you can check in on things. It makes your life so much simpler. Right. It's not having. I don't have to go into my wallet. I don't have to go into here. I don't have to find my keys. I don't have to worry about how much stuff I have in my pocket.
Right.
It's so freeing. And think, it took them 5 years to develop this because they started it in 2008, and it took them 5 years and a couple of $1 billion to get this going. And it's probably something that people are very suspect with, especially when it comes to privacy.
Right.
But it is very freeing to not have to worry about anything. And if you lose your Magic Band, they have ways around it to help you out. Again, I think it's just the whole idea of putting everything in one place gives you a certain type of freedom, while it may take away a different type of freedom.
Yeah, I agree.
Well worth the trade-off for me. It's running around with, especially now, three little kids and wife, and not that they're both don't have their own challenges. I can keep their fast passes in my pocket, with their Magic Bands, and because I don't really trust them with the Magic Band yet, the younger ones. But it how interconnected it is quite amazing. How far they've come. And no offense, Keith, but I'm good at it, but I do not want to go back to throwing elbows for those paper fast passes. But I will do it if I have to. I will do it, but I don't have to carry the med kit with me anymore, so that's a plus. So,
all right, Keith. So we passed over your number 2. What was your number 2?
Yeah, once again, efficiency-minded. Expansion of the hub at the Magic Kingdom.
Oh, I didn't even think about that one.
Yeah, that's a great one.
I think that this, it really could just made, strolling through a whole lot easier. Especially, it still gets packed around at the firework times. You can still find a way. They put the AstroTurf-like spaces in. It's a nice place to sit and chill out and eat something. And it really did enhance that part. The park, I think the turrets were a really nice added touch too and stuff. So yeah, that's my number 2.
And it allowed them to rope off and come up with a select spot to watch the fireworks. So, talking about that velvet rope thing today. So
True.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a great. I remember going through it and when it was done, thinking, "Wow, there just seems a lot more space around here."
It does.
It really does.
Yeah, it's a great improvement. It looks beautiful. The AstroTurf is amazing to walk around. It opens it up a lot more. It gives it more of a what's the area in front of a castle called?
The forecourt.
Is that what it is? Yeah,
The forecourt stage.
Yeah, it just allows you to see more and experience more around you. It's not so claustrophobic like it was previously, and everybody was just, especially when it came to fireworks, everybody's on top of each other. When it came to the parade, you still get. I mean, there's no nighttime parade anymore, but you did have it when it was first there. But people backed away a little bit more, and you can see things a little bit more from the distance.
Also, during the day, in like October to March, those areas that are used at night for viewing, the grassy areas, are great places just to chill.
Right.
If you sit down there, take your kids there, or you just need 10 minutes of quiet time, they're not that filled during the day, and it's just a nice place, nice little respite when it's the temperatures in its 60s or 70s.
And it fits for Main Street USA. It kind of gives that, like every small town has that little park.
Right.
And aside from putting a gazebo in the middle, which they'll never do, I understand why, but it would just be perfect. Dead center. A couple more trees would obviously be nice. But again, they're not going to give up their viewing things. But in terms of that small Main Street USA, it's a perfect end to the entire street.
Agreed. All right. I want to thank everybody for coming on again this week. Brian, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you if they want to?
Once again, I am Appleman365 on Twitter and the YouTube. Again, it's just me and what I do for a living and how other people strangely find it interesting. So I don't get it, but I guess so. So that's my story, and I appreciate you guys having me on so quick again too. I don't know whether I'm doing a good job or reaching the bottom of the barrel, or I have no life and I'm on the call. So either way, I'll take it. So
Yes.
So that's going to do it for this week, but first we want to thank our sponsor, Kingdom Strollers. Get your premium stroller and crib rental at kingdomstrollers.com. Let the vacation experts at mousepros.com help plan your next perfect vacation. Don't forget to check our store at redbubble.com/Tiki Talk Podcast. You can connect with us on social media. Find us on Facebook and a channel Tiki Talk, Instagram, and Twitter at Tiki Talk Podcast. You can also leave us a message on the Tiki Talk hotline, which nobody does, 256-4MY-TIKI. That's 256-469-8454. If you enjoy the show, please take your time to rate us on iTunes. You can find me on Twitter at 1 Minute Disney Dream. That's 1MIN Disney Dream, MouseWorldVacations.com, and MousePros.com.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at The Whip Daily.
And you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Disney Diary. And don't forget to check out DisneyDiary.com for the latest news and updates of what's going on around Disney World.
Once again, I want to thank Keith, Steve, and Brian for joining me this week. Alan, go ahead.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Take it away.
Thanks for listening this week. For Sean and Keith, I'm Alan, and this has been Enchanted Tiki Talk. Aloha.
I scarfed down some Taco Bell, so
Oh,
microphone really stinks now. Yeah, well,
it is some good stuff, though, Taco Bell.
after like a 13-hour day, I wanted something quick.
Yeah.
So.
And the beauty of that, it comes out quick, too.
Ooh.
Right. Yes. In almost the same form as it went in.
Right.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Enchanted Tiki Talk has been brought to you by mousepros.com. Let us plan your perfect Disney vacation. and MickeyMonthly.com, where you can get the park sent directly to you, and by KingdomStrollers.com for all your premium stroller and crib rental needs. For all of us here, I'm David Benter. Thanks for listening to Enchanted Tiki Talk.